Hey y'all, what's going on? How are y'all doing? Yeah, so I did want to do some recordings, of everything so far, but as in, like I said, this is not a recap channel and everything, but a lot has been going on with me, you guys don't even know. Right now, I still have to pack my things, get out of this place and everything. As a result of things, my PS5 was even taken away from me and I have to try and retrieve it tomorrow. Hopefully, I get it back. It's just some housing stupid shit because of the kind of location I'm in, kind of country I'm in. It's a terrible place, not Cyprus. And I just, I'm just tired. I'm just tired. But I just say, okay, let me do recording. If I'm not taking a walk, I just want to just sit down and be in my thoughts. I just say, okay, let me do a recording, just try and catch up. I haven't been able to catch up with what's going on, you know. You guys know I'm interested in the entertainment area of the industry, so I try my best to catch up with everything, as much as I can, you know. So yeah, I I was wondering, what's going on and everything, So I checked online. I saw, okay, I've talked about the Epstein files, I've seen some things. I saw the whole Barack and Michelle thing of monkeys stuff, and really, I don't think Trump did. Obviously, he didn't do anything, and so, but obviously, people just dislike the man, so they'll come against him. I think he has done what he could do, and the post was not even a straight up diss for them, but it ended up being a diss for Barack. And anyway, it was a diss, and because who puts Abe's face on the former president face, you know? But anyway, yeah. So I saw it, I tried to watch some things, I really, really, in this life, I said one thing I would love to do is like a charity organization for homeless people because I have a lot of stories to tell you guys later on. You know, I just have a lot. It's just, it's been a long, dramatic era for me. I hope this is the last stand because I don't know how much I can take. I'm just planning to just leave here to another place, you know. And then what else did I search about? I also saw the what do you call it? I talked about the Super Bowl. I don't know if I released the clip also, but if I did not release it, let me just say because I like I said I've been having a lot of things to do. So there's some I could not be record obviously. I had parking, I had to sort out some issue. It was a huge housing commotion yesterday morning. On Monday I just want to leave here, then get my PlayStation, um, leave this damn place, So I on Monday to yesterday was a lot of commotion. Yesterday morning, some things happened, a lot of betrayal. Just be careful of who you trust. Let me say that. Then it's a long story, guys. I've not even explained to my brother, my family were calling. It was a long story. So, I was just like, okay, I can't really do any video or audio, obviously, in other situation, and I'm still even my head has been bent up because I really don't want my PS5 to be in those people's hands. So I really want to collect it. I spent a lot of money buying the game. I did not buy the normal price in the market. I bought it extra price, and it's not worth it because I also customized it with my hands. So I don't want it to be in those hands of those people. You know, it is what it is. And then so tomorrow I hope I get it back. So let me say, okay, let me just go to the Super Bowl. Let me just talk about it. Like I said, this is not a recap channel. Sometimes I do this, sometimes I don't. I'll do a little short talking about everything. so far, we're talking about some interesting things. Like I will talk about other things, not only shows and all those kind of things, so that my channel don't get boring. But this will just be like a 10 minutes recap, So in total, so let me just first hammer the Super Bowl. So far, like I said, the whole Bad Bunny, like I was not expecting anything different, especially with this whole immigrant thing and the way I saw the Grammy Awards. I knew it would be just a representation of the Latin culture and everything. Was it was it bad? No, Black people represent a lot of times. Um, if Asian people had their own chance, now that everybody has been doing representation, I'm sure they will do representation. So why can't they also represent? No problem. Was it so interesting? For me personally, it wasn't. It was an afternoon or evening performance, but the best evening performance so far is the Coldplay on, because that one had everything and it's Coldplay. Everybody can sing to their songs and everything. So that is why the only thing I complained of was at least let it be something. I wish he performed some songs everybody knew, but because some Latin songs get played a lot in the clubs, in the band, everything, So it would have made sense for him to perform those songs. But anyway, it's fine with the songs he performed. Honestly, out of 10, I will give the performance a 4, a 5. Let me give it a 5. It's not bad, it's not so great, but I love the cultural representation, and yeah, okay, I don't mind the cultural representation, but i I also like some part of the Latin dance or the Spanish dance, those whole clapping and so. But I heard Latin knows Latin. I noticed they anyway, let me not talk into that. If you guys know this, in the past, me and my brother used to we always died for Latin girls and everything. We loved Latin as well. I heard a lot of things about them that they just like rich, successful black men and they're actually racist and all those kind of things. That even some white people are better than. So I don't know anyway. That's what I heard. But I just I don't really care. Let me just say that. Let me point that out. You know, this is what the media is showing us. Maybe in actually when you know personally, I won't lie. I don't know any Latin America. I don't know any Latin. No, personally. Maybe I've chatted online on those apps, but never personal. So anyway, I'll just give you an average. It was a mid for me. It wasn't even mid. It was just there. It felt like just what I thought it was going to be culture. Okay, maybe this video will be longer than 10 minutes because I'll talk about more stuff. Sorry, I just had to. It was my whole details that took longer. Anyway, so yeah, it was just there for me. You know. Um, the other thing I wanted to talk about and the whole Lady Gaga cameo was okay. I really liked that scene, the whole preference. It was a different vibe and everything, but I could understand people watching it in the stadium, the way they'll be looking at it. Anyway, it's not even that, it's not bad, it was enjoyable, but for me personally, because of it wasn't like the most exciting, yeah. But we all knew what it was going to do. I wish for his first Super Bowl, and we all know before it to get to his turn again, it's just because of this whole immigrant thing, and that is the same thing they did for the Grammy with him. So it's not anything of oh, because of his the top pick of last year. No, nobody was really thinking of him to headline. So no offense, as I'm not saying his performance was bad. It wasn't bad at all. I like I just said, but it's not the greatest. It's not one of the greatest. And no matter whoever performs next, will still be the most watched. Being the most watched is just based on sometimes I could even. It's nothing big deal anymore for me you know anybody can be most watched you know so just be a standout artist for me finish a good standout and a good popular celebrity pop celebrity finish. I don't really care of being the most watched anymore or most listening to or whatever. Anyway, yeah, so that's it for the Super Bowl. Like I said, it was just there. for me, it was a representation of the Latin community due to all this whole immigrant thing. So I did not expect anything less or more, you know. But I wish he had done something else. Not as in also he will put that representation there, then done something because it's his. I feel it to be his, before it gets to him again. If they do another one for him, who knows? Maybe he will perform for a Christmas Super Bowl. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So that's that for that. The next thing I wanted to talk about, you know, I saw something, but I don't know why I'm conflicted. There's something. There are some shows. There's a show I wanted to watch that is coming out. I think later this month. I've forgotten though, but I'll check for it. That it was on highly anticipated. So far, I'm supposed to today. I think a new episode of the Ninth of the Seven Kingdoms. By the way, how do you guys spend your Valentine's Day? I forgot to ask. Because I'm doing this recording after Valentine's Day. So hope you guys had lovers and everything. But my Valentine's Day was not good. Like I said, yesterday was a lot in the morning and everything. So it wasn't good at all. At all. I would never. I literally broke down in tears yesterday in front of my friends. So it was not good. It wasn't good. I'm a very emotional person, very emotional. And when things like this are too much for me, just I just break down crying sometimes. You know, I can hold it in till I cannot. Then when I'm angry, I become something else or someone else. You know. So anyway, yeah, it's different personalities, different characters, different days. All right, guys. So moving on. Yeah, what was I talking about? Yeah, so I said how you guys spend your Valentine's Day. Like for me, it wasn't good. Anyway, and I did not even care for Valentine's Day because it's for lovers. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, I wanted to talk about if you guys watch the show Beverly Hills. You guys can, those of you who don't watch, you can skip to maybe 5 minutes later. I also wanted to break down this. I watched this episode and I did a recording on it. Maybe I'll find a recording and post it instead. But for me, it was just there obviously. But I I think all these shows are getting like I like the Amanda character and I love her additional, but I think now these shows are just getting boring. As in, not even from a place of, oh, they are too toxic, so they are making it boring. No, I think they are just getting boring. I think they need actually to wait to have a juicy thing happening before they put a show like this out there. That's my thing with white people or the industry. When something is doing good, they intend to keep um, pushing that stuff no matter how far it goes. And one day it would just spoil the whole rep of the show. They keep pushing, pushing, pushing. It it ain't supposed to be like that. It's not supposed to be like that. When a show is good, you should aspire to make it even better. Not trying to keep pushing, or you should try to keep it in a constant good space, not something that you want to degrade or over upgrade, but you are not using the right thing. Okay, let me put it like this: like the iPhones. Thank God I heard they're not releasing 18 this year. You know, but if they were to, we all know every year they release an iPhone, so there'll be no real difference. Thank God they got a lot of backlash for not having a difference in shape and everything, you know, because they keep on giving. People want to have things worth money, have things worth their time, have things worth spending, not things that feel repeated. That is the feeling I have with these reality shows. It feels repeated, not worth our time anymore. More, but so far, I would just say I'm enjoying Amanda more than most of those girls. Like even I like both on personal storyline or the ones she has told. Then I I don't know. I don't know why Dorit cannot just keep quiet. I don't know if there's a plan she has on ground or if she's just that nonchalant, trying to get yes girls and everything. She just needs to calm down because she's even annoying me and irritating me with this whole just calm down and don't stop talking to everybody all about your ish, because the more you talk, the more very soon people will soon get fed up. Trust me, they're all tired of hearing it. And going to total, I also felt the same way when I watched Money TV. Shout out to him, moneytv.com, and he said the same thing. Like, how will you go to a group of strangers and start talking about? There's some things you keep private till you're being asked, and even if you're being asked, you keep it minimal because nobody wants to be hearing your plenty, especially when you have friends that are there that have been hearing it. It makes it awkward, you know. So I think she needs to work on that place. Um, and also, yeah, I'll just say that. I'll leave it at that. And like I said, I like the Amanda girl. They need to get their stories straight, especially sorting. But because I'm watching an addicted show, you know, we don't know if there were more Amanda say. So I can't really vouch for her on that, but I still like her. I like the way she carries herself in the sense of she's not a character you initially expect like that, you know. But is she interesting? She's interesting to me. I like her. She has had some value so far to the show that is different from what it is before. Because she is a self-made person, according to what she says, So, I and she does give that vibe because she has plastered it everywhere. And yeah, you don't put a mouth screaming, I have money, it just looks tacky. It really looks tacky, She needs to calm down. Like I said, the girl does not, her things are always poor choices. But she, when it comes to socializing, I always feel she has more of poor choice. I don't know how she can give advice. It's maybe simplicity advice she gives to people who really have money to waste, you know. But all those her advice, I'll not buy it. She has poor choices and everything. But is she a terrible person? She's just more of a woke person because I think the group she surrounds herself with and this present day, especially the kind of job she has. But is she, from what I see, though, but I could still be wrong. But is she terrible? She's not terrible from what I see. She's not. And what she even said in that's why I said if it's edited, then it's more, But what she said, I did not have a problem. Even the Money TV guy did not have a problem with it. So it's just, them looking for a whole topic to talk and so, and I don't see any difference in sorting. She just needs to just say the only difference is that she has stopped attacking who she used to attack. She hasn't changed one bit. She has not changed one bit. But I'm not saying in the whole Garcelle thing, I would rather pick sorting than Garcelle, but or rather I pick Garcelle than sorting. I don't even know. The both of them are just terrible. That is why I hated their dynamic at some point. I used to think I would like sorting, but no, you know. Anyway, and I saw a sneak peek. I'm supposed to check the sneak peek for the one I'm waiting for is just Southern Hospitality. I think that's all right. I'm waiting for the Valley, but we all know that's coming later. You guys know I'm going to stop Housewives, so I might not watch the next seasons of this. After my birthday this year, I'm stopping everything, every Housewife show. So I not watch the next season, but because I just want to focus on is destroying my femininity. Yeah, I will explain that in a different, there's a God forbid, my masculinity. I'll explain that in a different video. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, I watched. today is Sunday, by the way. So I normally I'm supposed to go to church, but like I said, I have moving to do. So looking at my box here, and I got conflicted a bit when I was just talking. So anyway, but yeah, I could not watch all the sneak peeks and all the shows. I'm just waiting for certain hospitality. But I saw the Potomac sneak peek just now, and trust me, Stacy, she's definitely here to stay. She might get boring over time, because who does not, but she's here to stay. She's here to stay, especially if they keep coming for her. She will have at least a good because she knows how life puts. She just has this kind of confidence that helps her very well, you know, and she has this kind of vibrant nature. She knows what she came to get. She's doing it no matter what, and she's just on it, and she knows how the show goes, and she knows how to handle certain situations for herself, and she's interesting. But does she lie? Yeah, she lies so much. Stacey lies. I cannot keep up anymore. Stacey is the kind of person, if she tells me that thing is blue, I have to really look at it to be sure. You know, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. She doesn't. But she does lie anyway. She does lie, and I feel sometimes she lies stupidly or unconsciously. If it's not unconsciously, then it's very stupid because some of her lies are just unnecessary. Like the whole Timo traveling and when she and Tia had that, she did not really have to lie in that sense, because she can't just she could have just said, "Oh, he flies," but it was just so confusing. Self, I honestly forgot the whole thing behind that. But I felt she should have, like, if that is what it is, because we all know it's an edited show, also, but there are certain limits they can edit to. So I don't know how much they edited that thing, you know. So anyway, yeah, she lies, but she's interesting. She's interesting. But for her brand, I posted this comment. For her brand, she needs to tone it down because some people won't want to, even if they want to, but if they keep seeing those kind of lies, if they catch on to some of the lies, it does not help your brand. It makes you look bad if it's actually that she's lying like that. But if she claims the details, so, but I've seen multiple times where she actually has lied, and there are some things I just don't believe. No, anyway, I um, and now I can understand why some people don't come to reunion when they are under discounting, because anytime when they opens their mouth, I'm just like, who are you to talk, really? But I know I shouldn't be judging that way. But truly, truly, who are you to talk? With everything that just broke down, like I'm just confused. But anyway, what's my deal there? You know, let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. Um, yeah, I was able to watch the remaining cast are still the same. I've already given my opinion on them, and before I don't have that strength for all of them. You know. Which other show? I feel like I watched one other show. The Vanderpump Rules still has not given anything substantial. Nothing, not one, neither. They just need to cancel that show, honestly, because this new cast, I don't think people are really buying. And if they cannot give in their first season, maybe later season, but I don't think people are really buying into it. And I was like, okay, maybe it will be one of the shows since it's not an housewife show. I might continue, but I don't think I can watch that thing. It's honestly, it's not that it's boring, but it's just too woke. Will I say that? Too woke in an annoying sense that the cast are not even fun like that. For me, they are not even so interested. They are just, it's just boring. Okay, let me not say it's not that it's boring, but to me, it's just not fascinating. I don't know why I even keep watching. I just want to finish it since I started, but I'm not going to watch another season. I'm not. No matter what they put in that season, I don't think I'll watch it. Let me. I'm done after this. At least I gave it a try with this new cast. I should have been done during the Thunderbolt alone, but then Southern Charm, I haven't still be able. Wow, this recording is longer than I thought. Like I said, it's just a little bit of recap. This is not a recap channel, and I don't recap things, but it's just things I just wanted to touch on. I haven't done. Anyway, yeah. So that's all I can say on everything. And by the way, let me point this out because something annoys me is that you guys should stop comparing Super Bowls and stop doing all those. I wanted to mention this while I was talking about the Super Bowl. You know, stop comparing everything, stop making everything into a movement, and stop doing all this. There's nothing wrong with it and everything. But when you guys do this too much, it's just it just makes everybody feel smaller than they should be. It just makes them feel smaller than they should be. Because when you compare Kendrick to, why are you comparing Kendrick to Bad Bunny, really? Why is Chris Brown saying, oh, so thing? Let the man have the moment he performed. We all know the situation going on. We all know the reason why they did it. Nobody's blind, nobody's a fool. Just let it be like that. Stop trying to. I don't know why black people always feel it has to be always black. It make us look smaller. Yes, there are situations you can say, okay, it's a racist situation, but just just stop with the whole black thing. And I'm going to do this into a shot. You know, I just want us to at least be represented in a way we can actually be proud of. You know. All right, guys. Let me just stop there. I've taken so much time. All right. See you guys. I'll sort out these things, and I don't know how I'll be doing my recording because I'll be in a different location, but after today. But I would let you guys know I might just be going somewhere to. I'm still in the same building, but let's see. You know. Yeah. All right, guys.